Hey guys, so for today we are going to show you, I am going to show you how to do a alcohol inked tumbler, and this is going to be a 20-ounce size, and basically we are going to do a white base, as you can see, and a blue alcohol ink. This person does not want any other colors. I just want it to be a white base with blue alcohol ink. So I wanted to show you guys just how we do this. It's really simple. First, we've got to mix up all of our epoxy. Like I mentioned, this is super easy. They just want one color alcohol ink with a white base. So once you get your epoxy on, then you just have one alcohol ink to work with. Now, I will show you in another video how to do 3 different colors of alcohol inks, just so you guys can see kind of that process and what it looks like. Make sure your epoxy is mixed up really good. You do not want to have any bubbles in it, and you just want to make sure that it's mixed up, because if it's not, then again it will keep your cup from curing and it'll be really tacky and sticky. It will never dry. Okay, so what we are going to do is start pouring the epoxy all over the cup and spreading it out. We want to make sure that the cup is fully covered with epoxy. If it is not, then you will have a dry spot on the cup and it just will not look good. So just make sure, take your time and make sure that your cup is fully covered with the epoxy. You'd rather have too much epoxy than not enough. Just keep going back and forth, just make sure it's all nicely covered. And as your cup is turning, it will even itself out, as far as if you think that the epoxy is thicker on part of the cup, it will even itself out. You do not want any air bubbles, so just make sure that it is again fully covered with epoxy. Sometimes if you do get air bubbles and you catch them in time, you can get them out with a heat gun, or with simply sometimes I use a little toothpick and just kind of pop the air bubble, but they are kind of hard to get out, so you definitely want to make sure to prevent that if all possible. So just let your cup spin and even itself out with all of the epoxy. So you will need alcohol ink. Mine is this blue color. I got it from Hobby Lobby. This is the Tim Holtz brand, and it is in the shade Indigo. And then you will also need a heat gun, which I got my heat gun from Lowe's. I'm just going to do a few drops of the blue in the cup. And you can already see that they're starting to spread out a little bit, which is great. You just kind of let them sit there for just a couple seconds, and then you will take the heat gun and apply some heat to it. This will just help the alcohol ink spread out. It just kind of melts the epoxy and helps it mix together, basically. as the cup is turning, you should see it start mixing together. So you just want to kind of let it mix together. If you want to add a few more drops of the blue, you definitely can, or whatever color that you are mixing. Make sure you get the bottom. And then just apply a little bit more heat just to get those colors melting together. And slowly but surely, like I said, you will see them to mix together and start looking almost like a tie-dye of just the blue and the white. So just give it a few minutes, and you can always apply more heat, but you don't want to apply so much that it starts dripping. And if it does start dripping, that's totally fine, but it's always good to just apply a little bit at a time. But you can already see that it's starting to move and just start blending throughout the cup, and that is what you want. I'm going to apply some more heat. Now you can really start seeing these colors move together and spreading out. I'm going to apply just a little bit more blue in a few spots. And then a little bit more heat. Just to get those spots warmed up and moving. Sometimes you really have to hold that heat gun on the spot. It just kind of depends on your alcohol ink. Some of them will spread out really well, and some of them just takes a little bit more heat on them, but they should start spreading out really good after you get heat on them. As you can see, it is still just spreading out, and once it's completely done, it'll be a lot more spread out and you won't have big spots in there. But if you do, you can add more ink, just however you want to do it. But I think this cup looks good just like this. So don't forget, leave me a thumbs up and leave some comments down below if you have any questions, and subscribe to this channel, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.